Hello, welcome to the Unplanned, Unprepared, and Unpredictable podcast. Hey, can you stop
Mhm.
slurping? Stop slurping
What?
while I do the intro. What are you eating?
Frosted Flakes.
What kind of grown-up eats Frosted Flakes at this time or even at your age? Okay,
Okay,
the
uh-huh.
Unplanned, Unprepared, Unpredictable podcast, where the unplanned, where the hosts have unplanned topics.
No, you're already
Hey,
wrong.
shut up, shut up. Where the unplanned, where
There-
the
no,
hosts are unplanned? No, the
no.
unplanned. No, the topics are unplanned.
Yes.
That's what I said.
No, but you kept adding hosts because the hosts are
All right, all
unprepared.
right, all right, all right. Okay, where we have unplanned topics,
Hmm.
unprepared hosts, and unpredictable conversations. You
Yeah.
know,
So it would be the nicer way to say it.
excuse me. Okay, go ahead.
The nicer way to say it
Yeah.
is where the topics are unplanned.
All right, can you at least swallow
Hosts,
before you finish swallowing before you start talking?
the hosts
You
are unprepared.
Oh, stop. I can hear you
And
like smacking your mouth around. Okay, go ahead. All right, sorry, go ahead.
I'm hungry.
You're
Yeah.
hungry? Wait, then why did
Yeah.
we Hey, I was out and you text me, "Hey, can we do the podcast earlier?" And I came home to do it earlier. It's 9:03 p.m. and
Mhm.
you are eating? We couldn't have just pushed it to our regular time and you could have ate before you know.
Mm.
I feel like I do feel
Hmm.
one or two episodes ago, you talked about having aspirations for this podcast, and
Uh-huh.
you are not holding up your end. I feel because the quality just seems so
No,
lackadaisical. The energy
I
from you
thought
is very lackadaisical.
I thought that the
Huh?
conclusion of that conversation
Uh huh.
was that we don't really have aspirations
So I
at all.
was right. So you concede. This is a
Yeah.
concession.
No, you
Oh.
convinced me. Yeah.
Oh my god. No, but we
I
have
have
minimum
zero
no,
aspirations, huh?
okay, that's not what I meant. But we should maintain a minimum level of quality.
No,
Probably.
so this is exactly what I was talking about,
I don't know
right?
what you were
So
exactly talking about. Go ahead.
let me tell you.
All
Let me
right.
tell you what I'm talking about exactly. The exactly
Uh-huh.
of which I am talking of is that you have all
Uh-huh.
these aspirations,
I do?
but you're
Okay.
yeah,
All right. All right.
right?
Sure.
You have aspirations for this like
Uh-huh.
good quality podcast that you want to do very well, right?
I
Yeah. So far, so good.
kind of. I kind of
Yeah.
agree with that. Sure.
Yes. And that being the
Whoa,
case,
no, a minimum quality, but like if it goes nowhere, I'm okay with that. But yeah, sure, okay. If that's the
so
case,
then what is the purpose of the high quality?
a minimum quality, I wouldn't consider us high quality. I think there's
Okay,
a
so
minimum
what is the purpose of the minimum quality?
to be able to consume this content, it has to be a minimum quality. If you are slurping
So
and
wait, listen,
uh-huh,
listen, listen.
I am
So
listening.
if there is a minimum quality,
Uh-huh.
then it's inherently tied to a desire for consumption, as you say, right?
So yes, yes. Well, yes, yes.
Yeah. So
I do want people. Okay, so people who
mhm.
stumbled onto our podcast, I want it to be intelligible. Like, what's legible? Audible? Audible? I don't know. Like, yeah, like,
Yeah, but listen, right?
yeah. I'm
So
listening. Go
that's
ahead.
fine, right?
That's
But
fine.
my argument last time around when we had this conversation
Yeah.
was that although you have this aspiration, right? Because any level of quality you want inherently means that you want it to be consumed. Therefore, you have some sort of aspiration towards the reach of this podcast,
Is
right?
that absolutely logically sound that it
Yeah.
is inherently if I have a minimum standard of quality that I have aspirations, is that the connection?
Yeah.
Let me think about that for a minute.
That's why I asked you, what is the purpose of the quality, the minimum level of quality, right? Because there needs to be a reason why you want that.
Oh, but even if it's for just our review later, I mean the medium calls for a minimum level of quality. Otherwise, we're not even doing a podcast. We can't even call it a podcast.
No, yeah, we can.
If
Absolutely
you
can.
could,
Dude,
if huh,
there's podcasts out
that
there
you can't hear them.
that like, yeah, it's illegible, and it's still by definition a podcast, right? Because
All
you're
right, you know what? Okay,
listening to
let's look up the definition of a podcast real quick. This is actually going so much longer than I thought it would, but you know what? Fine, fine, fine. Define podcast.
hmm.
All right, a digital audio file made available on the internet. So okay, just a
Yeah, there you
digital.
go.
No, it's not done. I'm not done reading.
Okay,
On the
okay.
internet. Okay, for downloading to a computer or mobile device, typically available as a series, new installments of which can be received by subscribers automatically.
Yeah.
That's not a great definition.
What do you mean? Why are you
I
suddenly
no no I
rejecting the
I feel
definition
like
because
I
you
feel like
don't
the
conform to what you
definition
think it
is
should be?
it's too broad. So
No,
it's an
you're
audio
just
file that can be made available on the internet for downloading and consumption.
yeah. That's
But
literally
that
what a
could be
podcast.
I mean yes, but that could be a music file as well.
Yeah, it could be.
So music files are podcasts? No,
But
obviously not.
so let's just say this.
Uh-huh.
When it's Why don't we tighten that definition a little bit by saying that it has to be an digital audio file that's uploaded to a podcast platform. Fair
Um,
enough?
no, no. There could be
What?
other platforms you could like YouTube is not a podcast platform, but you could upload a podcast onto YouTube or TikTok probably, depending on I don't know file sizes. Okay, okay. Here's Wikipedia. Give me a second. Let me read Wikipedia real quick. Digital format. Okay, a download over internet. Okay, those are common words.
Mhm,
Episodic. That is an attribute.
mhm.
um, can download to personal devices to listen to at the time of their choosing. That I think is very specific for podcasts. It's not like live. Yeah. Primary.
No,
Okay.
some podcasts are live.
Primarily an audio medium. Okay. Uh, Okay. So I think like we have to differentiate because this definition can also be you can also say music files. Arguably, if you produce music, music is a more creative medium or not medium. Anyway, like music, you can just slam a bat into a fridge and call it music. Yes, like just random sounds can be considered
Sure.
creative music, sure, right? But
Okay.
I don't think like yes, podcasts and music they overlap, but there are distinctions. Yes?
No.
No?
If you can creatively stretch the definition of music to a bat sound or whatever you're saying, then I think we have to hold podcasts to the same standard.
I don't
Because
think
there are
so.
some podcasts out there that have background
All
music.
right, that's anecdotal evidence. What do you mean background? Oh yeah, yeah, they could have background music, but
Yeah,
if
but it
you
doesn't
okay,
mean
the general understood definition of a podcast is words.
mhm,
Yes,
mhm.
audible words.
Words, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
audible
there are
ones.
audible words in music as well.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So all this to say, I don't know why we're spending so much time on this. All this to say, the medium itself does not call for any level of quality.
It does. Huh?
No,
Okay.
no,
All
no.
right.
Any minimum level of quality that's imposed onto podcast is
Okay. There are so yes, I think we could drop our quality level and still consider it a podcast because I have heard
mhm,
really bad podcasts. Like the audio quality is just abysmal. It
okay,
is just
sure.
it's abrasive to listen to. Yeah.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
but yes, my minimum is slightly above whatever we can consider the
Okay.
medium's minimum.
So with that said, what
It's
is the
not
purpose?
because what's the purpose? It's not because
What
I
is
have
the purpose of your?
aspirations. Oh,
Oh,
well,
yeah. Then tell me.
if nobody listens to this podcast, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I am okay with it. Would I like for people to listen and be entertained? Absolutely. Would I like to become rich and famous? Oh, of course, of course.
Mhm.
But even if it's just a good conversation with my friend, you know what's funny? You know what's really funny? Even when we're off the podcast, I get nervous about saying your name. Like my brain is like, "Ooh, ooh, don't like my brain's been conditioned. So I just won't say your name. My brain will say it and my mouth won't say your name anymore. So that's a
Interesting.
cool side effect. Which
Oh,
yeah, what an interesting. And then what if we get to, so our goal is to get to episode 100 and we're doing like we're yeah, what are we at, 12 in like 3 or
I
4
think this is
months?
13. Yeah.
So like 20, 30 a year. In the next 3 years, I will not be able to say your name ever again. But yeah, my that those are, so I would like for things to happen, but even if this is just again a time capsule for you and me to look back on one day 10 years from now, that's fine. With 0 views or listeners, I'm okay with that. Those are my aspirations.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So why must the quality be
May-
beyond?
Maybe aspiration and expectation. Let's let's what's it define.
Anyways,
As
anyways.
no,
So
stop changing
yeah,
the topic.
I don't want to talk about this
Hold on.
anymore.
Okay, give me one second.
Let's
Last thing,
move
last thing.
on.
Uh,
I'd rather talk about politics
a
than talk
hope
about
or
this.
ambition of achieving something. Okay, no, we are achieving it. We are
Hmm.
aspired. I'm aspired.
Okay.
All right. Do you have a topic in mind?
You know, no, I don't. But
Uh,
I did want to talk about something
what?
that
How can
I
you say
think both of
no?
us.
All
Huh?
right. Okay. Go
No,
ahead.
no, it's not a topic. It's not a
It's
topic.
not a topic. Okay.
It's not a topic,
All right.
but you know the YouTube show Hot Ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the for those of you who don't know, it's where a guy invites celebrities and people, famous people on and interviews them while they're eating progressively spicier hot wings, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The episode with Conan O'Brien, I think, is pinnacle of entertainment. It I think Conan O'Brien is a once in a generation type of comedic talent after watching that. I mean, he's just funny all around, but it just cemented for me the commitment to entertaining the commitment to entertaining that the level of commitment, right, that Conan O'Brien has to entertainment, and I was just very inspired. Yep.
I agree.
You
You want to talk about Conan
have a topic?
O'Brien?
Huh?
I can talk
Oh
about
yeah,
Conan
let's
O'Brien a
talk
little
about
bit.
it.
Hey,
Yeah.
so I did see the same episode. What you saw recently?
Uh, yeah, like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago,
2 or
maybe.
3? Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, it's much older than that because I feel like I saw it
sure.
a couple months ago.
Yeah.
But oh, in the comment section of that YouTube, they're like, this is like a master class in entertainment. I do
Mm,
feel Conan O'Brien. I mean, who is he, right? He's a late night show talk show host.
mhm.
Which there are so many. Like there are so many now. There's so many shows out there that you've never heard of, but they have just late night talk show hosts, right? He is a podcaster. He has done travel shows. So he's a comedian. But there is, I would say, out of everybody, all of his contemporaries, everybody you would consider him a peer of, I think he stands out for sure. Like
Oh yeah.
compared to Johnny Carson and David Letterman and
No, then
um,
none of those guys are his
well,
contemporaries.
like people who've done what he's done,
Oh, okay.
but
Yeah.
then also like Jimmy Fallon and what's
Mhm.
the other Jimmy, all the other
Uh,
Jimmys,
Stephen Colbert,
Stephen Colbert,
um,
yeah. Like who
Jimmy
was he competing against directly at the
Jimmy
time?
Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel, yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, he is so different from them. Even though he did the same thing basically that they are doing still. Oh,
Mhm.
the guy with the chin. What's his name?
Jay Leno.
Jay Leno, right. But Conan O'Brien's comedic style,
Mhm.
the way he interviews even is very unique, and I think it's much better. I think it's much. I think he. So I know you're gonna disagree with this word, but he's underrated. I think.
Okay. All right.
He is. No,
Okay.
he should be much
Huh?
more rated.
Mm,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Like yeah.
He's like a massive. Okay. First of all, let, can we define what underrated
uh,
means? Do you
Yeah.
know what underrated means?
To
What does
be
it mean?
undervalued. I think that's a synonym of underrated.
No, can you look it up?
Oh, like actually do it?
Bring
Okay.
up the actual
Hey,
definition.
ask Kevin. Why are you asking me to do it? Hey,
Yeah,
Kevin,
Kevin,
Kevin, Kevin,
Kevin,
Kevin. All
bring it
right.
up. Just bring it
All
up.
right. Oh, he got it. That was quick. Underrated, not rated or valued highly enough. Oh, I think I'm
Yeah.
correct. Not
So
rated or valued highly enough. Go ahead.
enough, right?
Yeah.
So that I okay. The reason why this conversation is triggering is I have to go back and tell the
Oh, we
listeners.
don't have to go back. All right.
This
All
Tom
right.
at one point
Okay.
in history, we were talking and he
I
said,
don't even remember what I
"Who
was talking about. What was I talking about?
you said, oh, there's this show I'm watching and it's so underrated." And
Friends.
I was like, "What show? Friends
Was
being
it Friends?
underrated is a crazy
Friends,
statement."
friends, friends. Yeah, it is
Yes,
friends.
it was
Okay, okay.
Friends.
Whoa, that's honestly, that's a hot
Um,
take. That's a hot take.
no, I mean, I just don't understand how the biggest sitcom
Oh,
in like
oh, oh, okay.
TV history can be considered
No, no.
underrated.
What people value it for, I just think like okay, like not the whole show, like not all of it, but parts of the show. For example, I think the writing is when people. Okay, actually, to be honest, I don't know what people would say about Friends. I just know generally people would say good things about Friends. Like they would say, "Oh, I like this character," or "I like this episode or this storyline." But the writing was so sharp and funny, like funnier than I remember when I was watching it. And I feel like not a lot of people would bring up the writing as a like, to say good things about that show. So oh, but in The Office though,
Mhm,
I think a lot of people will point to The Office and be like, "Oh, the writing is just so good because the humor is so smart and dry and like so different." But
mhm.
when I was watching, actually, Friends, I do want to watch again. But I do think like it's the writing was smarter than I think people, I don't know, give it credit for.
I mean,
That's all.
it's a
Partly,
crazy statement to say, right?
yeah. To make a
It's
million dollars a
crazy.
week is pretty crazy. It's
Yeah,
a lot of money,
the near at
especially
the
back
last
then.
season, yeah, the last season, all the characters, 6 main characters were making $1 million per episode. They're all of them are set for life, financially speaking,
And they still probably make a
because
lot of money still.
yeah, just on reruns and all that. I mean, what
I
ag
wonder.
almost every major sitcom that came after it modeled itself after Friends and that dynamic, right?
Okay, what do you think the highest viewed finales are? Of
Breaking Bad for sure.
no, of all
Breaking
time?
Bad.
There's
Yeah.
no way.
I think if you look up lists of like the greatest TV shows of all time, Breaking Bad is up there very often.
Not greatest shows, the most viewed series finales.
I think Breaking Bad is probably up there.
Um,
Maybe
I'm on
maybe
I'm on Wikipedia and I don't even
Mhm.
see that show to be honest.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's not there. Top 20? No, not there. Wait, are these numbers? Are you look it up too? But number one is MASH. I don't even really know what that is. Cheers. Okay, Cheers had 80 million. The
Oh,
Fugitive.
yeah.
I don't even
So
know what that is
you're
either.
talking about shows like in terms of ratings, like broadcast,
Like people who watched during the broadcast of the
while it was
finale. Yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
then it's gonna be skewed, right? Because
Because
all these old shows, if you didn't watch it right then and there, it was difficult to ever watch it. But newer shows, you didn't have to watch it right then and there. A lot
so
of people got onto Breaking Bad through Netflix.
exactly. Well, so yeah, I mean, like, well, but then the Friends will be really, really highly viewed because of all the people watching it right now.
Mhm.
Well, how do we compare?
I don't know. So I actually don't know what you're trying to compare. Or
I
what
just
do
want to
you?
know, like, an underrated show,
Mhm.
like comparing it to other finales that did really well.
Okay.
That's it.
MASH, Cheers, Seinfeld. Seinfeld was a contemporary of Friends. I think Friends came like right after that. Oh yeah,
Oh,
and
Friends is
yeah,
newer.
Friends is number 4 on this list.
All right, what's one, two, and three?
MASH, Cheers, and Seinfeld.
Oh, Seinfeld. Oh, Seinfeld's higher than Friends. Okay, that's
Mhm.
what I see on this list. Fugitive.
Yeah.
That's a really old show. I have no idea. Cheers
Mhm.
again and Mash. What the heck is? Oh, is Mash the war when they're
Yeah.
in the war? Okay. Actually, that show's referenced a lot. Maybe I should watch it. Have you seen it?
I've seen certain episodes. It's kind of it's there are some pretty shocking episodes. Um, yeah,
Okay, all the shows in this top 10 are
they're all older.
very iconic shows.
Mm.
But anyways, go back to the point we're trying to make. So sure, I said Friends was underrated, and I stand by
Wait,
that some
so hold
parts
on, hold on.
of that show is
You're talking about the
underrated.
show that had the fourth highest
Mine list
rate
says fifth.
viewership, huh?
Okay, mine says fifth, but sure, go ahead.
Whatever. Top five highest viewed finales, and you're gonna say that it was underrated?
No, you know what?
I
I actually
uh-huh.
think that argument is dumb. It doesn't matter how many people watched it. It
You're the one
matters.
who brought it up.
All right, all right, all right. Anyway, what were we talking about before? What's underrated now?
Okay. Anyways, you saying Conan O'Brien is underrated.
Oh, yeah, I actually stand by that still. Conan O'Brien is very because like look, there are people who
If we were to do a general survey of just people off the street and asked, can you name 3 talk show hosts? You don't think Conan O'Brien's gonna come up in every single one of them?
depends on their age. I think people who are at least mid-20s maybe. Yeah,
Yeah.
mid-20s or to like it depends on the demographic, I feel like. But like say let's just be easy. People in their 30s,
Uh-huh.
I would say 50% might name Conan O'Brien. I think a lot of them would name like Jimmy Kimmel or Jay Leno or the people right now too. Jimmy Fallon. Stephen Colbert. Yeah, I
Mhm.
think a lot of other names would come up before Conan O'Brien. And the only person I would say like compares to his intellect and like a high comedy level. What's that guy? The
Well,
old guy from the Daily Show.
Jon Stewart.
Yeah, yeah. I think he is a really like. There's a lot of comedians that I don't know.
Jon
Well,
Stewart.
a very cerebral comedian. I think Jon Stewart's really smart, and I think Conan's obviously really really smart. Even though he was on the Hot Ones and he acted like a psychopath in his
Mhm.
60s. What is he? 60 something?
I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, I
maybe.
think he's a genius. Oh yeah, I most talk show hosts I wouldn't consider genius. I think Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's
I
really
would-
really smart, and Conan's really really smart.
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
it's just
That's my
again,
list.
it's crazy to me that you think one of the most famous people in the world is underrated. Like to me, underrated would be like if I were to tell you, um, you know who's a good band? Red. Have you heard of
What's
the band
no
Red? Like, you don't really know, right?
no?
A lot of people don't know.
That's a
Like,
color.
yes. So underrated
Uh-huh.
usually is for people who aren't really known, right?
Nah, I don't agree. I
But
highly
no,
disagree.
it's or yeah, they're really phenomenally good, and their level of popularity or fame is kind of mid tier. Like you can't call. I don't think an A-list celebrity being called underrated really makes much sense because once you're up in that level, it's all subjective, anyways, right? But you can kind of say, well, look at his career. Like he's had a talk show host, he has podcasts now, he's doing all these things, and people are still consuming his content. Like, wouldn't you say that this person is properly
No,
rated?
I think he should have more attention, but he's not getting it, especially nowadays. But even when he was he was on TBS, which I'm sure hurt his like ratings during his time. He made way less money than Jimmy Kimmel, and then anyway, the ABC and NBC and what other I don't know people during that he was competing with on television
Uh-huh.
had greater viewership and they were making more money than Conan was, and I think that's an abomination. Like he should have been number one, but I think circumstances. Um,
Because the whole thing with Jay Leno happened too.
Sure, sure. So that is a little bit of unluck. It was very unlucky, but that caused him to be undervalued and
Hmm.
underappreciated. That's another word I would use.
But
Underrated. Uh huh.
but again, I mean, if you were to name, if I asked you to name, okay, if I said name 10 talk show hosts to anybody, I don't care the age, they're gonna have it's gonna be hard for them to finish that list unless they say Conan O'Brien, right?
Okay, I just pulled up a list. Best talk show hosts of all time. Craig Ferguson is number one. Conan O'Brien is number two on this person's list. But people who know will put him highly up there. But I'm talking about like general population of people. I don't
The
think so. I
general
really, really
population,
don't think
everybody
so.
knows Conan O'Brien.
I don't. I
There's
really don't think so.
anybody who consumes media
Yeah,
knows Conan O'Brien.
this is unprovable. This is so.
You know, Conan O'Brien was in a Batman movie, like a
Yeah.
animated Batman movie, as a talk show host. That's how iconic he is. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I mean, I have no idea what Batman show you're talking about.
So it's called Dark Knight Returns.
All right,
By
on this list, Howard Stern, David Letterman, Johnny Carson. Okay, Howard Stern is pretty high up. Jon Stewart, sure. Mark Maron, I don't know who that is. Oprah Winfrey, okay, that makes sense. Larry Sanders, don't know who that is. Stephen Colbert. Oh, where's Conan? Conan's number 9. That is crazy. Okay.
Okay, anyways, I think the point is though, all these people are talking about him. It's hard to say, right? Because how do you even measure like what level of fame someone is and then have the audacity to say, well, they
Well,
deserve more? You don't even really know
I
what
can.
like
What do you mean?
you don't even really know. You don't
Wait.
really
So
know.
here's a third link on Google.
Mhm.
Conan O'Brien is not even on this list of
No,
25
but
talk
this
show
list
hosts.
is so
What?
subjective. Who even wrote
What?
this
This is
list?
my opinion. This is my
No,
opinion.
who
Huh?
even wrote this list?
Talkers
What is
Magazine. I don't know. It's the third link on Google, and he's not even on it. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Greatest television talk show hosts of all time: Larry King, Johnny Carson, Oprah Winfrey, Bill Donahue, David Letterman, Jay Leno, Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly. Oh my God. Ted Koppel, Merv Griffin. I don't know most of these people. Regis Philbin. Okay. Regis. Oh yeah. No, that's crazy. Okay, Sally, Jesse, Raphael. Don't know who that.
but
I don't know any of these people, and Conan's not
what is
even
the
on this
med
list.
who
Jerry
first of
Springer.
all,
Uh,
who wrote this? Who wrote it?
I don't know, but it's the third link on Google.
But again,
Uh-huh.
that doesn't matter. Or some random person
Oh,
might have just wrote,
my
huh?
favorite source, Reddit. Here we go. Here we
Okay.
go. Graham Norton. Graham Norton is very popular and iconic. I think that's a good one.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, um, I can't. God, it's a mess. Greg Date. Oh wait. Okay. They're just talking about people. Oh, okay. Conan and Graham. That's the second one.
Yeah.
But again, wait. These are aficionados of talk shows, probably.
No, but
Wait.
again,
Oh, Conan is horrible to what? Oh, but
stop. Uh-huh.
I think I'm cherry picking. He's
You
horrible
are.
to his staff, but he pays them well. And
Yeah,
is a great boss. No, I think he's a great boss. No. Like, yeah, because when he came over from the Tonight Show after he got fired, he like paid everybody while they were not working, right? And paid
Mhm.
for all of them to move to California. Great
Mhm.
human. He's a great human. Again, that's why I think he's being undervalued and underrated because of like he's a great person on
What
screen, behind the scenes.
what does that mean? What do you
I don't
mean?
think I could
Why?
be any more clear. He's
Okay,
not
well, so
valued as highly as he.
what would have to happen for him to be valued
To
appropriately?
go back in time and for him to be number one talk show and to be paid way more than these other just nobodies who aren't good at it. You know, like there are people who have better jobs, better paying jobs, and if the market was fair, then he would have those jobs and that pay. But we have to measure it in ways that's not like it has to be tangible measurements, right? One thing I could
Mhm.
put out there is that he just didn't make as much money as other people who are way worse than him, who are more famous than Conan, and it shouldn't be like that because he is undervalued.
I think
Can't you somewhat agree with that
no,
proposition?
that's a crazy statement to say because
Okay.
because
Okay.
the market determines your value, right? Based
Based
on
on your
how
ratings,
much
yes.
no,
Right?
based
Okay.
on how much people are willing to spend on you, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
you
he's
got
undervalued by the market. That's what I'm saying.
no, but the market is the one that is the thing that determines monetary value.
Well,
So that's inherently like
the market is unfair, but
everybody is if you're talking
mm,
about the market and how much pay one gets, the market determines that.
well,
So you
he's
can't say
also
somebody's
no. Listen.
undervalued
There
or
are more
overvalued.
factors than it's not like a an unbiased system, right? Because there's contract negotiations and um, uh, there's a lot of other variables because he's on a smaller network and all those things. I understand all that, but he is not as popular as he should be, in my
Okay,
opinion.
so if you're talking about popularity, I think that is
Popularity.
something we can talk about. But he
Uh-huh.
is
Why isn't that associated with underratedness?
like I just what I'm saying is you
Uh-huh.
can't really measure someone's popularity.
Yes, we can. I
How?
think.
How?
Viewership?
What?
Like how much that he used to be watched on television?
No, but look at how much he's getting viewed now.
I feel like not that much.
What you mean?
In comparison, there are people who get watched way more, and that is a crime. It's criminal.
Like who?
I don't know anybody.
Like his podcast numbers.
I don't know what his
Anyways,
podcast numbers. Do you know what his podcast numbers are?
no, that's my point. You don't even know. You don't even
Oh,
know, and
no.
you're saying that he's underrated.
What I do know, it's less than it should be.
How
I'm positive.
That's what
I am so positive.
I just want to get a general feel. Like I really wish we had a bigger audience than we do because I really want people
What?
like I want to ask
To
the
chime in?
people, yeah, like how can you claim someone that big is underrated? I just don't get it. I'm sorry, I don't
I
get it. And also, even doubly so, I just can't fathom somebody saying that Friends is
Hey,
underrated. Like I
hey.
don't
Part
how much more
number 1.
rated can it get?
It should be higher
Friends
than Cheers, even though I've
Friends
never
was
seen
on
Cheers.
wait, Friends was number 1
What's
during its time
was
slot, right?
well so like how do you
Hmm.
I mean, okay, let's just look at the finale numbers. It should be higher than
No, you
Seinfeld
can't. I don't think
in my
no, you can't
opinion.
because they weren't aired at the same time. You have to think about
Well, you said
I
Seinfeld was older. So an
it is
older show got
older.
more views?
Yeah, because
That's
times change
crazy.
and the way that people consume
No,
media
Friends?
changes,
What?
population changes.
Nah.
There's so many cultural
Population
changes. There's so
increases.
many
What
no,
the?
there's so many
Uh,
no, the point is there's so many different things that can happen. You have to think about the contemporary,
all right,
right?
all right. You know what? Let's compare just Seinfeld and Friends.
No, no, no. Just look at during the day that the finale aired. Look up what show was the most viewed. What channel were people tuning into the most
Almost
during that
20
day?
million difference in Friends and Seinfeld finale being watched.
That's so dumb. I don't
20
understand.
million? 20
Why
million?
does that
That's
matter? That
huge.
do you think Seinfeld's a better show? Does anyone
No.
talk about Seinfeld being a better show right now?
Uh,
No.
I don't know. I
No,
mean,
no,
I
no. Just look at the streaming numbers, right? Remember
oh,
when Friends was on Netflix? It was massive. It was crazy how much the numbers were for Friends, right? Seinfeld was on Netflix as well. It didn't pull down those types of numbers. So why not use that metric?
well, I do think
You're cherry picking,
no. What?
just like a liberal. Just like a liberal.
Ew,
You
hey, don't
cherry
get
picker.
political. Don't get political. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, I'm not
Hey,
cherry picking, but
there's only a week
the
left until the election. Huh?
I it doesn't matter for me. Listen.
Uh-huh.
The point I was trying to make with Friends is that certain parts of it should be more valued than it actually is being. And this is all based on my feelings. Like I'm not going out into the world trying to do a poll, but
I know.
Excuse
I
me.
honestly, I just think you should be using a different word. Underrated, I think, is not appropriate for this
Underrated is
situation.
a synonym to undervalued.
Yeah, no, even undervalued. I don't think it's valued very well.
Just
The
because
value
something
of it
is
is.
valued very well doesn't mean it's not being undervalued. I feel like undervalued can be subjective. It is subjective.
Are you gonna go pay and give money to the people who created Friends? Are you willing to
Huh?
go do that? Are you willing to
Why?
go give more money to the people who created? Because you think it was undervalued.
No. It's not
No,
my
then it's not.
responsibility
It's
to.
not. No, no,
Why
no,
would
no,
I
no,
go give them
no,
more
no, no,
money?
no,
Huh?
no, 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 no,
Wait,
no.
that doesn't make any sense.
If you truly believe the value of which
Well,
you
okay, okay,
got
okay,
something
okay, okay. Here we go.
from.
Here we go. The amount of money they make, it's like once it hits a certain point, it's like it doesn't matter. You've made enough money. You know, if
Uh-huh.
they only made like $100,000, yeah, I would chip in $1 or two.
So you think it's undervalued by $1 or two?
Well, it depends on how much it's being valued. But not they've gotten hundreds of millions of dollars from that show. I think that's enough. Even it's not about just money.
So
It's
you think
about
it's enough? So you
how
think
no
it
no.
would?
It's about
You
how,
think they were
but
properly
listen,
valued?
listen. But value is not just about money. It's about
Uh-huh.
people's like
Uh-huh.
impressions. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
literally, most people consider it one of the best TV shows ever. I don't
So
understand
yeah, yeah,
what
yeah,
is the pinnacle
but
there.
maybe like
Mhm.
parts of it, aspects of it, people are like, oh, I don't
Uh-huh.
think that's a big deal, and I think, and I would argue it is a very big deal.
I don't-
Hey,
Okay.
if I could go do a poll, okay, again, this is
Uh-huh.
just if I could go do a poll, 10 people, let's say no, let's say 100 people, 100 people,
Uh-huh.
do you like Friends? I would say 85% of people would say yes, I like Friends, right?
Uh-huh.
Out of
Uh-huh.
100 people, if I say, is it one of the top 10 shows of all time? Probably 70-ish, more than 70%, right? Would say yes. And I think those numbers are correctly valued. Okay, 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 okay. Would you consider the writing on Friends to be one of the best you've ever seen, like top 10? I think most people would say no. And I'm not sure
No,
how I
but
feel about that question, to be honest.
that's too technical. That's too
Why is that
technical.
too technical? That's a
That's like
poll.
saying no. It's technical because like what's a popular car? Um,
On the Civic?
Sure, Honda Civic, right? If you ask them, let's say that it's very popular, people, same numbers, right? If you ask 100 people, 85 of them will say a Civic is a good car.
Yeah,
If you
sure.
ask them, is the drivetrain good compared to other cars? Or say, is the spark plugs good? Or
No, no,
is
but
the
that's a
valve
you're
intake good?
the
No,
writing of a show
hold on,
is
listen,
way more
listen, listen.
significant.
Can I finish?
Okay. Yeah,
Can I
yeah,
finish?
yeah. Sorry. Yeah,
May I
go
finish?
ahead.
May I
Yeah.
finish my thought?
I said yes like 3 times. Okay, go ahead.
You're saying
Uh-huh.
like you can't take away one little aspect of an entire experience and then ask people to like hold it up against something else.
Yes, you can. Well, I don't know what you're saying,
No.
but what my point, I think it still stands. That's another false equivalence. Hey, hey, podcast listeners, my friend Jerry, he loves false equivalences.
I
Yes?
don't think you know what that means either.
It's an
I don't think you know what
equivalence that is
I don't
false.
think I don't think you know what that means. I don't think you know what underrated
Hey, you
means.
have a really bad
Uh-huh.
attitude today. Hey, but no,
Uh-huh.
no, no. That's like saying like something about Honda Civic, right?
Yeah.
Give me a second. Let
You
me
have to
think.
take the whole
No,
experience.
no, no, no. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But if
Because people
what do you like
look.
best about Friends? That question, right? What do
Mhm.
you best like about Friends?
Mhm.
Writing would be very low on many people's list, and I think that part should be much
So
higher.
what would be high on the people's list when they say
Characters. Oh, what do you like about Friends? Oh, I like Joey. I like
how do you
Monica.
build character
How do you build character?
in a TV show?
Um,
Through the writing?
it's writing and
Exactly.
develop by the acting over time.
So you think people liked Friends just because of the acting,
Whoa,
not the
whoa, whoa,
characters
whoa,
that
whoa, 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 well. I mean, like, that's a tough question to answer, right? Where does a character's likability come from? Yeah, sure, sure. Part of it is writing, but there are many other parts to a character's likability, not just writing.
Mhm.
Writing can influence it, yes, significantly.
Mhm.
Yeah, like the Office for sure. They
Like
can,
like when somebody says Friends is really funny.
yeah.
You don't think they're speaking to the writing of the TV show?
I think writing would be less of a like they wouldn't point to writing per se, but they would point to like a person's attitude or like their habits or the way they deliver. I think delivery would be more important to people in their
This is
rating of
this is
funniness.
this
Yes.
is exactly what I mean with the whole Honda Civic example. You're talking about the nuts and bolts, the very technical things that most TV viewers don't think about.
All right,
Who
let's think about the Honda Civic. Do you like a Honda Civic? Yes. Why? Because it's a reliable car.
Yeah.
Um,
But the reliability speaks to the engineering. It speaks
engineering,
to the comfortability of the ride.
manufacturing
It's
process, comfortability.
there's
I
so
don't
many
think the car is comfortable.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Other things, right? So
Oh, see, but maybe it's like, oh, you're undervaluing the comfort of the Honda Civic, and maybe I am. Maybe I am. I would argue. I would argue. Okay,
mhm.
okay. Many people would be like, "Oh yeah, Honda Civic's not a very comfortable car," and then some people will come out and be like, "You are undervaluing the comfort of a Honda Civic," and I'd be like,
Okay.
Maybe,
Okay, sure.
yeah."
I can give you that. Yeah.
So,
But
uh huh.
if you ask people why do you like Friends so much, um, they'll likely say something like the characters, the story, or it's funny, right?
I think it's funny. Oh, it's a comfort food show. Like, what would people actually say?
Yeah,
I like Chandler.
it's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. The relationship drama,
Uh-huh.
that's writing probably. That's the only thing
Yeah,
that I would say
all of those is writing.
is loosely connected to writing, loosely. But
No,
some
it's
things
very
are.
directly
Oh,
related to writing.
but I'm more saying about the dialogue. Like the dialogue is very very smart. I'm not sure if people
Yeah,
would
it's funny. It's it's funny.
funny and smart are not the same thing.
But you're not
Yeah.
talking about it's smart. Sure, if you're talking about it's smart as in it educated you, okay.
No,
But
no,
you're
no,
talking
no.
about it's smart in the sense that it was clever in its delivery of the comedy,
Clever.
right?
Yes, it was clever.
Clever in its delivery of the comedy,
You
right?
know, I'm gonna watch the show. I actually need a show to watch. But
Yeah. So,
okay, like House.
okay.
House MD is a show that I'm watching right now. And people
Uh-huh.
would say it's a really smart show. You wouldn't say that about Friends, but there was some part I saw, I can't remember where or when, but I
Uh-huh.
was watching Friends, I was like, wow, this show is really smart. And that
If you're
aspect of the show, I think, is
uh-huh.
underrated.
If you're trying to say that Friends is as smart as House, then I think you're absolutely incorrect.
The writing. No,
No,
House is
even the what
smart.
do you
Uh
no, the right there's no comparison.
I actually
Do you
think
what do you
Friends is a
learn?
smarter. No, it's not smart as in like academic. No, not that kind of smart. Like the
What
dialogue is sharp. The humor is good. Okay.
so
Like
humor. Yeah,
well,
everyone appreciates
part of
the
it
humor of
humor, but
Friends.
storytelling,
Yeah, everyone
plot
appreciates the
holes.
story of Friends.
Everybody appreciates it, but it's undervalued. Ah! Ah! Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, I think that's enough. That's enough.
yeah,
I think
I agree.
we've exhausted that topic.
No, it's just
We've
no.
beat that
But
horse
if you
to
bring it up
death.
again, it's gonna rile me up again. Because
Underrated. It's underrated, in my
okay, sure.
opinion.
Do you think Harry Potter was underrated?
You know what? I think it depends on how I rate it. I think I rate it pretty well, and people rate it higher than I do. So no, I don't
Uh-huh.
think so. And if I rate something really high and people rate it lower than I think, then it's
Uh-huh.
underrated. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. So it's
Yes.
underrated. So you're saying that people don't. What you're really trying to say is that it's not underrated.
People
It's
don't appreciate it
not.
as much as I do because
There
maybe
you go.
I'm
Okay, fine.
smarter than
That's
other
fine.
people. I don't know.
Sure. I think that's a fair enough statement.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
fair. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone can
Oh,
say
you
that.
know what? You know what?
But,
Conan
mhm.
is appreciated less than I appreciate. People generally appreciate him less than I do, and that's why he's
Mhm.
underrated.
Hey, did you watch the? You know how on the Hot One episode he had his doctor there?
Yeah.
Did you watch the podcast interview
The
he did with his
afterwards, yeah,
doctor?
yeah.
That apparently that whole thing was like improv. I
Yeah.
can't believe how funny it was.
The doctor is hilarious.
There, he was so funny.
Yeah.
it blew my mind how someone can be that funny, like off the cuff.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
that guy is underrated. I don't even know his name. Right? That guy for sure is underrated.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Proper use of the term.
No, we've been using it correctly this whole time.
No. No.
That's your
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, but that joke where they were like, yeah, a lot of viewers were asking about your method of taking my pulse. It looked like you were trying to strangle me. And he goes, "Oh, I thought you meant you wanted me to take away your pulse." Like, I can't believe that
uh,
he thought of that off the cuff.
okay, so Conan O'Brien, if you make him genuinely laugh, you're a funny guy. Like
Yeah.
that's very impressive.
Yeah.
And then one of the okay, so I'm trying to remember what I thought was funny, and then Conan O'Brien was like, "So where did you go to medical school?" He's like, "Ah, like 2 years ago."
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh gosh, no, I said where? Oh yeah.
Somewhere out of state. Was it a 4-year college? It was supposed to be.
Gosh,
And
yeah.
in that podcast, he goes, "I assure you, I graduated, and I graduated top 100% of my grade."
uh, yeah,
Uh,
I appreciate. See, that's a very cerebral joke. I appreciate jokes like that.
yeah,
That's actually
yeah,
it's too funny.
so smart, so smart.
Di-
Not only, like, I think the part that really like literally had me laughing out loud is where he's talking about how, oh yeah, I only accept cash, and then he's like, why? He goes, yeah, because the IRS has no idea about any of my business or my activities, and they're like, the IRS listens to this. He goes, oh, well, can you edit it? And they're like, yeah, just take the I and the R, like that's
uh,
that's so funny. Yeah.
uh,
Obviously, I didn't do the delivery as well, but
uh, I don't even
I
remember
think,
that, but that's hilarious.
yeah,
Can you edit it?
just take the I and the R.
That's a lot of experience and intelligence. Like I appreciate that. Like
Mm,
that you can't just be smart. You have to have a lot of experience as well. I think for timing and just to think of stuff like that. But man, well, you know what? Like yeah, there's also Conan O'Brien said this, and I think this is true. He said well, the question was comedians. Like, who do you read about? What would you advise comedians to read? Anyway, he said just read everything. Like, there's
mm,
comedy in everything that you can read. There's comedy in the Bible. There's comedy in like old like Greek literature, mythologies and stuff. And I thought, yeah, he was like just be well read, and I think that
mm.
is amazing advice for anybody.
Yeah,
And you can have all these experiences just by you can sit in your room and have all of these incredible experiences. I
yeah.
should read probably
You should
more.
read.
I don't. I definitely don't.
Yeah,
I just
reading.
scroll through my phone on TikTok.
You should at least read stuff online.
You're right.
Yeah. I used to read, do you know cracked.com back in the day?
I'm aware of it. I don't have a lot of experience with that.
They used to have, I don't know if they still run it the way as I remember, but they used to have like the funniest articles. I think a
Was it
lot of my
satire?
humor,
Oh,
I mean, there was some satire, some, I mean, it was it was comedic. All of it was comedic. Um, but yeah, it was so good, and I think that influenced a lot of my humor, like my humor code, and like even like how I write. Um, oh, I have a book. Anyone? Oh wait, I can't reveal what the book is without revealing my name, huh? Never mind. I was about to do a promo, but
nice try.
I'll do it. I'll do it after 100 episodes. But yeah, read a lot. Read a
I
lot. Even on the internet, there's a lot to read.
especially on the internet. Yeah, there's a lot to read on the internet. I appreciate like comic. So I don't watch a lot of well. So I do like on all of my feeds on all my for you pages. I see a lot of different comedians, like people who are just starting up, and then people who are really really famous.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of comedians this I mean, this is gonna sound. It is extremely judgmental. They're just, I don't know. They just their intelligence or their I don't know what to call it, but their comedy style or the kind of comedy that they do, it's like low hanging fruit, in my opinion. Like it's not like the content necessarily, but the way they do it. Anyway, but I appreciate really smart comedians. One that
Mm.
I think people don't expect him to be very smart is Nate Bargatze. Have you
Oh,
seen?
Nate Bargatze is funny. Yeah.
He's hilarious, but he acts like a really dumb guy, like a really because he talks about it all the time. He's like, I didn't go to college. I went to community college. I don't have any credits for community college. He says like, but obviously he's very intelligent, even though it didn't translate into academic success.
Mm.
But well,
His
he's yeah.
his joke about time travel. Do you know which one that is?
I don't know. Remind me.
Where he says, I'm so dumb that even if I were to
Mm.
travel back in time, I don't think I could convince the people that I'm from the future.
Yeah, like who's the next president? Oh God, I don't know. I'm
And I
not
was
sure
like,
about that.
well, like what I can tell you is, in the future, you'll have a box in your pocket that you can pretty
Phone
much get
calls with.
anything from. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then they're like, how does that work? 'Cause,
Oh,
I don't
metal in
really know.
space.
Like maybe a
Satellites.
satellite.
Oh,
Well,
I should. How
how
do
does the
satellites
satellites
work?
work?
Oh, you know why I said that? Well, one, you
Oh,
should watch his
sorry.
SNL stuff. I think
Uh,
his SNL sketches are the funniest like ever. Oh my
mm.
goodness. But he says something really funny, and he's like, I think reading is the key to smart. I don't do it enough, but I do think it matters. Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
His
like, yeah, he has a good brain. He has a good brain, obviously. He really does.
his skit about Washington. It's so funny.
It's so hey, that's actually there's this thing. What's it called? It happens in threes, something like in some writing, it happens
Hmm.
like three times.
Hmm.
But the slave joke in there that they do, beginning, middle, and end, man,
Hmm.
it's just so funny.
Mm.
Yeah.
But we can't talk about intelligent comedians without bringing up Dave Chappelle.
Oh, of course.
Dave Chappelle, I think, I mean, they call him the GOAT for a good reason.
I think he is properly rated. That is one case where I think this human who does this thing is properly, but because
What?
consistently most
Uh-huh.
people will call him the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, I mean, people who are the goats, who are actually really great, they're
Uh-huh.
properly rated.
Interesting.
Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, they're properly valued.
But Friends was also called one of the
The
greatest
greatest
TV
show of
shows
all
ever.
time.
A lot of people say that.
I think a lot of people but a lot of people would say LeBron James is the greatest of all time, and they are
Yeah.
overvaluing him.
So do you
Anyways,
think Friends is overvalued then?
as the
Because you said that
greatest show of all time.
because you said Friends was
Hey,
underrated.
you know what? Yeah,
Huh?
if things are a bell curve, absolutely, there are things at the lower the tails, right? Some people will undervalue it, and of course, some people will overvalue it. But like
I don't
Michael,
even understand anymore what we're
a bell
talking
curve,
about. I know.
Michael Jordan,
Makes sense.
nobody overvalues Michael Jordan. It's impossible. He can
Okay.
only be undervalued because he's the pinnacle of greatness in his field.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm making
Anyways,
sense.
dude,
Go ahead.
Dave Chappelle's joke about kicker in the
Yeah, yeah,
if you
yeah,
put it,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
In the
I guess to put it
vagina?
politely, kicker in the vagina.
Yeah,
That joke, it's it's so smart.
yeah,
Like it was groundbreaking, I
yeah.
think. Like
Groundbreaking.
how smart it was,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go on Netflix. Do you remember which special that was? Was it?
He's wearing a light jean jacket, I'm pretty sure. That's all I remember.
Yeah,
And he's smoking a
it's
vape.
not. It's Equa something. Wait, Dave Chappelle specials. Look it up real quick. Uh, Not the Heart of Texas. Not the Age of Spin. Not the Closer. No. Oh, equanimity. How do you pronounce this? EQUANIMITY.
I don't know. Equanimity?
Equanimity.
Equanimity? Well, is it equality and anonymity put together? Is it an actual word?
I think so. The definition is the quality of being calm and even tempered.
Oh, that's
Oh,
a new word I can learn.
equanimity. Yeah, equanimity.
Equanimity.
Yeah, equanimity.
You know, one word I want to
Evenness
try to
of
use
mind.
more of? Conflate. I saw the word conflate today, and I want to use more of it.
Okay, what does it mean?
I think it means to like sort of like mix two things up. Com-
Okay, let's see.
combine two or more text ideas into one.
Hmm.
The urban crisis conflates a number of different
Oh,
economic and
okay.
social
Wait, before we
issues.
run out of time. Another thing about Conan O'Brien. There's a TV show called Murderville, and the
Yeah,
premise is, um, Will Arnett. He's a detective, and he has a script, but the guest does not have a script, so they kind of have to just go along, improv, and try to figure out who the murderer of the TV show is. And Conan O'Brien, I think, is the guest of episode one.
yeah,
He ruined the show after his appearance because of how well he did.
yeah.
He is so funny. Seriously one of the best entertainers of our time. And I think that show would have done better if Conan O'Brien appeared in like
Consistently?
season 3 or 4. No, he just set the bar too high,
Yeah.
and everyone
Oh,
else
you mean episode?
felt.
Like in a later episode?
No. What I mean is, they only had one season.
Yeah.
Like if he appeared in like season 3 or 4, like
Mm.
much later down the line,
Ah,
I think they could have done more episodes
I
and
see.
been a
Yeah. But
yeah.
because I mean, who else could do improv like him? I don't think anybody.
Dr. Arroyo.
What?
Conan O'Brien's doctor, Hot Ones.
Oh,
You would do a great job. Oh,
maybe yeah, I guess so. And I think that's why his travel shows do so well because he is just improvising with everybody. Like you have
mm,
to be good on your feet. Some people just can't do that.
yeah,
And yeah, yeah, no offense, but yeah, he just I mean Conan O'Brien obviously he went to Harvard. He's a smart guy, obviously, and I'm
yeah.
sure that plays a big part in it. But yeah,
Oh, something that's actually underrated. There's a show called
hey, I don't like when you say
Middleditch,
actually is. Go ahead.
Middleditch, and oh shoot,
What?
I don't. It's on Netflix. It's called Middleditch and Middleditch
Middle ditch?
and Schwartz. Yeah. So there's it's two guys. The main character from Silicon Valley and John Ralphio from
Oh, these
Parks
are
and
two
Rec.
really funny guys.
Yeah. You've never seen it?
No,
Complete improv
wait, but
show.
one
There's
season
like
in
3 episodes.
2020,
Yeah.
so it got
It's pretty
canceled.
funny. It's so chaotic.
Oh,
It's so
well, how
funny.
come there's
You
only
should
one
watch it.
season of it?
I don't know. Maybe it just maybe it
Didn't do
didn't do
well
well
enough, but
because
it's got 100%
because it's
on.
actually underrated. Huh?
No, listen, stop saying actually. Lot of things. Lot that is okay, but this actually has 100. Hey, but this has 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. How is that underrated? That's literally 100.
Because you didn't know about it. No
You're
one
right.
knows about it. Yeah.
You know, I agree. I agree with your assessment of underratedness. Just like
Uh,
it's because it's very similar to my value system.
yeah.
Anyways,
So funny. You should go
all
watch
right.
it.
How many
Everyone should go
episodes
watch
is
it.
it?
There's only 3.
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah, but it's hilarious.
What's your
I
Halloween
mean,
costume gonna be?
maybe
Oh, go ahead.
uh Tony Stark.
Oh, really? Have you been Tony
Yeah.
Stark before?
No, I bought the outfit for something else like last year, and I'm just gonna use it again.
Oh, it's a rerun? Oh.
Rerun.
Last year I
I got the
was Go ahead. You got the what?
go ahead.
No, hurry, hurry, hurry.
I got the Infinity War a hoodie that he wore in Infinity War.
Oh, so you're just a guy in a hoodie?
No, and then I have the little chest piece light up thing
Oh, okay.
and
All right.
the sunglasses.
Sunglasses? All right. All right. Are
Yeah,
you gonna
yeah.
pencil in a beard?
No,
Oh, well, then people are gonna be confused, probably.
that's okay.
All
I'll
right.
just say I'll say I'm a Iron Lad, the variant of Tony Stark, who's younger.
Seems low effort, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't get it, then you're not a big enough comic book fan.
But it's just sort of like, oh, just kind of put it together and yeah, I'll just be whatever.
No,
No.
I put extra thought into it. I'm not gonna be the like.
Are you actually trying to be this Iron Lad person?
Maybe. Who are you? Who are you to tell me I'm not? Huh?
It seems like you want to be Tony Stark, but just lack the commitment to actually be Tony Stark.
Maybe.
All right.
Who are you to tell
Maybe.
me that I'm
All
not?
right.
Right?
Bye.